Now, my ears may have been playing a trick on me, but I thought I heard the gentleman a moment ago say something, quote unquote, about homos in the military. Was I right in hearing that expression?
Absolutely. Putting homosexuals in the military.
You said something about homos in the military. Was the gentleman referring to the many thousands and thousands of gay people who have put their lives on the line in countless wars defending this country? Was that the group of people that the gentleman was referring to? You have insulted thousands of men and women who have put their lives on the line.
I'm talking about you and liberals like you that keep the...
There is nobody in the United States Congress who has taken on the Koch brothers who want to destroy Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and virtually every federal program passed since the 1930s, more than Bernie Sanders.
It has the potential to be, to personalize it, it has the potential to be a dangerous moment.
And I am proud that the gentleman who is head of Goldman Sachs. Now, he didn't give me $225,000 for speaking fees. He said I was dangerous, and he is right. I am dangerous for Wall Street.
While our children go hungry and sleep out on the streets, lack adequate health care or educational opportunity, the wealthiest people in this country have grown far richer while their tax burden has declined. The children suffer while the wealthy and the super rich ride about in their fancy limousines going out to the golf courses to spend their time.
What is your view?
Well, Larry, I'm sure that after all of the ranting and raving that you have done against government intervention and the virtues of the free market, I know without saying that you are opposed to the bailout.
No, I'm in favor of it.
You've become a socialist overnight,
no,
Larry.
Because I believe that once every few decades or a couple of 90s,
Larry,
I knew Hamilton and I agreed with him.
Well, Larry, you see, I think your version of socialism is to bail out the rich.
We are spending $270 billion a year on the military, but we don't have a major enemy. I know it hurts your feelings. I know you're upset about it. I know you're hoping and praying that maybe we'll have another war. No, I won't yield. The American people want to see our kids educated.
Fighting for workers, fighting for the poorest people in this country. Madam Secretary, I will match my record against yours any day of the week.
I fear very much that what we said yesterday is that war and the enormous destructive power of our armed forces is our preferred manner for dealing with the very complicated and terrible crises in the Middle East. I fear that someday we will regret that decision.
Any vote that might lead to war should be hard, but I cast it with conviction.
Mr. Speaker, in the brief time I have, let me give you 5 reasons why I'm opposed to giving the President a blank check to launch a unilateral invasion and occupation of Iraq, and why I will vote against this resolution. 1, I have not heard any estimates of how many young American men and women might die in such a war, or how many tens of thousands of women and children in Iraq might also be killed. 2nd, I am deeply concerned about the precedent that a unilateral invasion of Iraq could establish in terms of international law and the role of the United Nations. 3rd, the United States is now involved in a very difficult war against international terrorism, as we learned tragically on September 11th. An attack on Iraq at this time would seriously jeopardize, if not destroy, the global counter-terrorist campaign we have undertaken, end quote. 4th, at a time when this country has a $6 trillion national debt and a growing deficit, we should be clear that a war and a long-term American occupation of Iraq could be extremely expensive. 5th, I am concerned about the problems with so-called unintended consequences. Who will govern Iraq when Saddam Hussein is removed? And what role will the U.S. play in an ensuing civil war that could develop in that country? Will moderate governments in the region who have large Islamic fundamentalist populations be overthrown and replaced by extremists? Will the bloody conflict between Israel and the Palestinian Authority be exacerbated? And these are just a few of the questions that remain unanswered.